Okay, this is your Nickelodeon Nutcase, and I just got back from seeing the new Katy Perry movie. Katy Perry, Part of Me. It was awesome. So let's just, get into this, okay? Well, as usual, before the movie started, they were having trailers of upcoming movies. The first trailer was of a movie that is clearly going to be a ripoff of Spectacular. Show choir theme. Excellent movie on Nickelodeon, but did not do well in the ratings, which was a shame. No way it could be as good as Spectacular. Then the next movie, or the next trailer, was a movie featuring the actor who played Jody Roman Spectacular. What a coincidence. That movie is also going to feature Henry Winkler of Happy Days fame. Adding to the coincidence, the next trailer was for a movie starring Victoria Justice, who was also in Spectacular. What's with all the Spectacular connections? Okay, well anyway, since it's Victoria, it'll be a must-see movie when it comes out in October. Okay. So I go into the theater knowing that I'm going to be seeing a 3D movie, and I've seen many 3D movies in the past. But I'm thinking, what's the point? This is a documentary footage of someone's life. What's the point of having it in 3D? Well, it might have been that the movie was to give us a look into her life, and that enhanced it by trying to give us the feeling that we were actually there. That might have been the reason. But even if not, the 3D effects were kind of cool. So it goes in over the year that she has 5 number one singles on one album. Over a period of 1 year where she has the singles, she does the tour, she goes through her divorce. But then it keeps flashing back to earlier times in her life. Of how her parents were Pentecostal ministers and she only listened to Christian music growing up. Until she was a teenager, never heard anything but Christian music. Then she went to a friend's house and saw Alanis Morissette on MTV. Yeah, remember the Alanis Morissette era. So that got her to do other kinds of music, and then it goes into her trying to get a record deal and how the labels wanted to control her to make her the next X or Y or Z, and she wants to be the first Katy Perry. When will the music industry stop being control freaks and just let the artists be themselves? I mean, we had the outlaw music and country music, the outlaw movement. We had, I'm sure every genre has its equivalent of the outlaw movement, and it's still going on. When's it gonna stop? Get the idea. Fans want to see artists as who they are. And then they talk about how the 5 singles from one album to make it to number 1 was something not even the Beatles or Elvis or Madonna accomplished. Well, okay, George Strait achieved 50 number 1s in his career. And they were at the time when that happened, they said not even Elvis Presley or the Beatles have that claim. Well, what does that imply? That Elvis and the Beatles are no longer the standard bearers, if they ever were. But anyway, it showed her on stage a lot in all those funky outfits, and good music. I listened before going to the movie. I listened to some of her music on YouTube to get a feel of her music. I wasn't all that impressed, but some reason I found it much better in the movie. Well, of course, in the movie she's doing a concert, and most artists are much better in concert than they are on the radio. But in conclusion, I would suggest you see this movie.